Now, 2 days since the blast rocked Delhi, the security forces from different states have made several arrests, from doctors to clerics, who now part of this, what is now being described as the white-collar Faridabad terror module. Now, the threat of the Delhi blast has been linked to some posters that had appeared in the Navgam area of Srinagar, for which an FIR had been registered originally on the 19th of October. Now, as part of the investigation of this case, this Dr. Muzammil Ahmed Ghani from Pulwama was picked up from Faridabad, where he had worked at the Al-Falah School of Medical Sciences and Research Centre. Another doctor, Adil Majid Radha from Jammu and Kashmir's Anantnag district, was arrested in Saharanpur. The police sources said that Umar Nabi, a third doctor who had gone missing after the arrest, is the likely bomber and the person who was captured on CCTV footage in the Hyundai i20. And according to reports, Umar met with Ganai and Radha while living in the Al-Falah Medical College. While there is no confirmation from the officials, sources say, based on CCTV footage, that it is almost conclusively established that the car in which the explosion took place was being driven by Umar Nabi. Citing officials involved in the investigation, the sources have said that the possibility of the explosives in the car detonating accidentally is not being ruled out. Now, Umar's sister-in-law has said that he had actually called on Friday and had informed them that he would be busy with examinations and will return back home after 3 days. Now, she described Umar as an introvert and said that he actually did not have many friends growing up, while expressing a disbelief that he could be involved in any such activities.
मैं क्या कह सकती हूँ इसके हवाले से बस मैं यही कह सकती हूँ कि इस टाइप का वो इंसान था ही नहीं, हमें लगता ही नहीं था। हमें तो बस यही, हमने कितनी स्ट्रगल की उसे पढ़ाने में, यहाँ तक पहुँचाने में, पूरी मेहनत की, पूरी लगन के साथ उसे यहाँ तक पहुँचाया था ताकि वो कुछ कमा सके और फिर हमें भी कुछ खिलाए पिलाए।
आपको क्या विश्वास हो रहा है कि वो ऐसा कर सकता है?
मुझे तो यकीन ही नहीं हो रहा है, मैं तो परेशान हो रही हूँ।
Now, Omar's whereabouts are still unknown. His mother's DNA samples have now been collected to match with the bodies recovered from the site of the blast. Omar was reportedly the most radicalized member of this module, which besides Ghani and Radha also included Shahid. Now, arrested from Lucknow on Monday, Shaheen was apparently tasked with what is now being described as the women's wing of the Pakistani-based terror group, the Jaish-e-Mohammed, in India. And this is according to sources. They claim that Shaheen was handed the charge for the so-called India branch of this Jaish-e-Mohammed's women's wing, the Jamaatul Muminat, which is headed by the JEM founder Masood Azhar's sister, Sadia Azhar, in Pakistan. Now, sources said that during questioning, Shaheen had confessed that she, along with other suspected doctors, was planning terror attacks across the country and had been collecting explosive material for the last 2 years. Now, this brings us to another important member of the module, that is Cleric Irfan Ahmed, and he is apparently the Imam of the mosque in Jammu and Kashmir's Shopian district. He was arrested a day after the blast, and along with Ahmed, the security forces also arrested his wife during a raid at their home for allegedly recruiting and radicalizing the doctors, including those who were arrested in the Faridabad module, as well as several youths in the valley. All right, now joining us on the broadcast, we've got WION's Idris Lone, who's joining us from Srinagar. Idris, tell us more about the investigation that is currently underway in this case.
Well, Saleh, there have been two developments in the last 1 hour. The first is that there is another doctor who's been picked up from South Kashmir's Shopian district. He has been identified as Dr. Suhail Parra, and the security forces have picked him up for questioning in the same Faridabad terror bust case. On the other hand, earlier, just before an hour before that, Dr. Azmat, who's the sister of Dr. Muzammil, has also been picked up for questioning by the security forces. Her family members have also been taken for questioning. That is what we have heard from our sources on the ground. On the other hand, we've seen since morning multiple detentions have been made by Jammu and Kashmir police, making sure that no link is left unchecked by the security agencies, especially to look into the Faridabad terror module as well as the attack that took place outside the Red Fort. On the other hand, if we talk about the role of Jammu and Kashmir Police, it has been the main investigative agencies in this whole case. From day one, as you said, that it was a poster gang in Srinagar's Nogam, which was basically busted, and 4 people were arrested, and later on that gang led to the Dr. Adil, who was in Saharanpur, UP, and later on a team from here went and arrested him and led to the busting of the whole gang. Now what needs to be seen is whether Dr. Umar, whose name propped up after the Red Fort attack, was involved in this case, because there have been no whereabouts of him, and security forces have been looking for him for over a week now after the 2 arrests that were made of the doctors. Security forces have been looking for him. So during the day also we saw around 230 raids have been made by Jammu and Kashmir Police on the houses of the members of the banned organization Jamaat-e-Islami. Around 500 people were questioned with regard to that, if there is any terror link or if there is any terror network that is active across the Kashmir division. In the last 1 week, Saleh, we've seen over 1,500 raids being carried out by Jammu and Kashmir Police in every nook and corner of the Kashmir division, making sure that the whole Kashmir Valley is sanitized and there is no one who's affiliated with any terror organizations.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Idris Lone, for joining us with all those updates there.